The only way to overcome fear is to face it. Confidence is not the absence of fear, it's the courage to walk through it. These aren't just poetic words, this is a blueprint, a code, a way of life. Because life will test you again and again. And no matter who you are, rich or poor, weak or strong, there's one enemy you'll have to confront: fear. But what if I told you that fear isn't the problem? The problem is how you respond to it. This is the Stoic path. This is how warriors, emperors, and ordinary men alike learn to walk through fire calmly, silently, without complaint. And you can too. Let's talk about it. What fear really is. Fear is not the lion you see, it's the shadow your mind casts on the wall. It is the story your imagination tells you about what might happen. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, once said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Think about that. You're afraid of failing before you even try. You're afraid of rejection before you even speak. You're afraid of judgment before anyone says a word. It's not reality that paralyzes you, it's perception. The Stoics taught us this: there is no good or bad, only thinking makes it so. Fear is not a sign of weakness, it's a signal, a call to courage. And courage, the Stoics believed, is not the absence of fear, it's the mastery of it. Fear will always exist, so stop waiting for it to go away. You will never eliminate fear. You will never wake up one day and feel completely safe, fully certain, forever fearless. That's not how life works. Fear is part of the human experience. And ironically, the braver you become, the more fear you'll face because you'll put yourself in bigger rooms, take on greater risks, and stand up for bigger causes. The Stoics never aimed to feel good. They aimed to be good, regardless of how they felt. So what if you're afraid? Walk anyway. So what if you're unsure? Speak anyway. So what if you're trembling inside? Stand tall anyway. That's Stoicism. That's strength. What courage really means and how to build it daily. Courage is not a mood, it's a muscle. And like any muscle, you build it through resistance. You start small. Say what needs to be said. Do the thing you've been avoiding. Walk into the room that makes you nervous. Turn off your phone and sit in silence. Look your fears in the eye, one by one. Every time you face fear, you weaken it. Every time you run, it grows stronger. Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperor and Stoic master, reminded himself, if it is endurable, then endure it. Stop complaining. Why? Because courage is built through action, not thoughts. You don't think your way into bravery. You move. You act. You face. What if fear were your friend? Not a wall to run from, but a doorway to run through. Not a monster to hide from, but a compass pointing toward your growth. Every fear you face is a version of you waiting to be born. Behind that fear of rejection, a more assertive, authentic version of you. Behind that fear of failure, a version of you who learns, adapts, and grows stronger. Behind that fear of vulnerability, a version of you who finally loves with honesty. Fear is not a signal to retreat. It's a summons, a call to rise. This is what modern life gets wrong about confidence. Too many people chase confidence as if it's something you either have or you don't. As if it's gifted at birth. As if it comes once fear disappears. That's false. Confidence isn't the absence of fear. It's the byproduct of action in the face of fear. Every confident person you admire, they were terrified once, but they acted anyway. And when you act again and again, despite fear, you earn your self-respect. You build emotional muscle. You stop needing to feel confident because you become capable. That's real confidence. How the Stoics trained for fear. The Stoics didn't just talk about fear. They trained for it. Here are a few timeless practices you can use today. 1. Negative visualization. Imagine what could go wrong. Not to scare yourself, but to prepare. Picture failure. Picture loss. Picture discomfort. Then ask, if this happened, would I survive it? Could I endure it? 99% of the time, the answer is yes. 2. Voluntary discomfort. Do something uncomfortable on purpose. Take a cold shower. Go without your phone for a day. Wake up early and train. Why? Because it teaches your mind. I can do hard things. Discomfort becomes familiar. Fear loses its grip. 3. Journaling. Write down what you're afraid of. Name it. Don't let it hide. Ask, what would a wise man do? Then do that. 4. Virtue over emotion. The Stoics didn't ask, how do I feel? They asked, what is the right thing to do? And they did it, even if afraid. The other side of fear is freedom. The truth is simple. Most of the things you're afraid of are not real threats. You won't die from embarrassment. You won't crumble from rejection. You won't explode from silence. But you will suffer if you keep living small. Every time you run from fear, you build a cage inside your mind. But every time you walk through it, you expand. Your world grows. Your power returns. Marcus Aurelius once said, "It is not death that a man should fear, but never beginning to live." Are you really living, or just surviving? Because the life you want, the peace, the purpose, the power, it's not found in safety. It's found in the fire. Finally, let me leave you with this. Walk through the fire. The only way to overcome fear is to face it, not once, not twice, but daily. Every time it whispers, you can't, you whisper back, watch me. Every time it shows up, you show up louder. Confidence is not some magical state. It's the reward for walking through fear again and again. So stop waiting to feel ready. Stop waiting for fear to vanish. Walk into the fire and discover the man you were meant to be. Because that's what Stoics do. They do not run. They do not tremble. They act. They endure. And in doing so, they become invincible. If this message spoke to you, then share it. Comment below with one fear you're committed to facing this week. And if you're serious about mastering yourself, about living with power, clarity, and courage, then subscribe. This is just the beginning. Remember, you don't rise by hiding. You rise by facing,